Welcome back to Talking Through Your Kick. The panel is myself, Russ Barwick, alongside Daily Telegraph's Brent Zarafa, one of Australia's leading racing journalists.
Good rap there, Russ.
One of Australia's leading punting journalists, Michael Felgate, in our Melbourne studio for Centrebet. And one of Australia's leading good sorts, according to one of our tweeterers who said, "Oh my God, Quinny is gorgeous," after our opening week. And my regards to your mother, Quinny, as well.
Do you know how many Twitter accounts Quinny's got?
The only thing is,
I've got to know. His left hand.
The only thing I know is since we started, my hair's grown and got greyer.
Mine's going.
Yours has gone. Quinny's has blossomed and looks fuller and darker.
Don't know about darker. The rinse must be doing its job there. But no, I'm not going to go bald. But more importantly, let's get back on the talk of the punt as opposed to what I look like. No one wants to hear about that.
We want to get people tweeting on the TTYK Twitter address, which is at TVNTTYK. Is that the worst tie combination you've seen in a long time? Yay or nay? Look at it. That's the biggest knot I've ever seen.
I'm getting slithered everywhere here today. What's going on?
In Quinny's defence, the only other time he usually wears a tie, he's saying, "Yes, Your Honour."
Yes, it's a good point. We did have vision of you trying to tie that earlier on and having one of your handmaidens come in and give you an assist, but because we don't want to embarrass you, we won't put that there. The email address is ttyk@tvn.com.au, and of course our website partners, puntersparadise.com.au. You can go there, join the forum. We'll talk about them in a short time as well. G'day to Luke and the team. Righto, let's get social, boys, and we put up a few things on the forum each and every week. The favourite all-time stayer is our topic of debate this week, or what is yours, Brent?
I'll have to go Might and Power. He's a special horse. He won Melbourne Cup, Cox Plate, Caulfield Cup, and for me, he was probably one of the first horses I remember going to see at the races. I've been going to the races for a long time with my father, but 1998 Golden Slipper, Prowl won the Golden Slipper, Might and Power won the Mercedes-Benz, now known as the BMW, and it's probably, the first time I remember watching a horse absolutely dominate a field, and from then certainly had a special place in my heart.
The Caulfield Cup that he won, I thought that day was the most unbelievable win. I remember being at the races in Sydney when it was run. I've never seen a horse and never seen so many people in Sydney who were on the horse when it just brained them.
Well, I think his racing style was so... everyone loved the way he went to the front and just powered. He's a big, strong animal. Jimmy Cassidy, Jack Denham. It was a great story. He also had Brian York, a couple of different jockeys there along the way. But, certainly a big, strong horse. I like Might and Power.
Not sure whether Greg Hall would be too fondly remembering him as he saluted, I think it was Doremus, wasn't it? Yeah,
certainly was.
The early crow. We'll talk about those things shortly as well as we head to Michael Felgate. Favourite all-time stayer, Michael?
Look, for me, I know Might and Power was an absolute superstar, but you can't go past Mackay Diva. She's the best star I've ever seen, probably the best one we've ever had, and that includes a horse called Farlap. She's won 3 Melbourne Cups. We'll never, ever see that again. But outside of the Melbourne Cup, she won a Cox Plate, a Sydney Cup. She won the Ranford, or the old Queen Elizabeth, up in Sydney. She was an absolute superstar. Now, that's the obvious one. I'm going to throw in one also from left field, a horse called Sky Bow.
Yes.
I'm sure the punters out there would remember. Ran in 5 Melbourne Cups and 5 Adelaide Cups, all over 3,200 metres. I don't think we'll see that again either.
No, not for sure. And placed and was a champion old horse. Nick?
Well, the way you blokes go and killing off the 3,200 metres races, we won't be seeing that again. Obviously, Mackay's the best and my favourite, but apart from that, I'm going to go with Saintly, the horse from heaven, won the 1996 Melbourne Cup from memory, and I blame him for giving me the bug, but he was a fantastic horse, and a bit like Harada's son, we'll always never know exactly how brilliant he could have been if injuries didn't interfere with his career.
Yeah. Skybow ran 3rd too.
Skybow did run 3rd indeed. So you can throw your 2 bobs worth in the forum debate on the website, puntersparadise.com.au. One that really gets up my ghoulies is punting sayings when you're at the track and you hear these blokes say, what about this, and certain things. We've done a bit of a forum questionnaire already, and we're going to show you some of them in a second, but a punting saying, a betting saying you hate.
Odds on, look on. I just don't understand it. I really... people say it all the time. So many people get scared of odds on, and yes, you're not getting great value sometimes, but take every price on its merits. If you're getting it $1.80, $1.90, about a $1.10 chance, why not? It's great value. Bet up, but certainly don't like hearing odds on, look on.
Boys?
Oh, for mine, it's the death knell. Get in the queue, you're home. Usually at around about the 400 metre mark when you're standing there with a mate. and 100 metres later you're going backwards after travelling in hard held like that. Your home, get in the queue, normally means there is nothing left.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Nick?
Dreaded early crow. Lucky secret one day at Caulfield. I'll never forget that. Lots of punters going, home you go, you good thing. Stopped as if shot. The one I don't like, and I get it, I just don't like it. Whatever he does today, he'll improve on. I hate it when a trainer's asked that question and that's what they shoot back. That wasn't the question. How will he go today? So that frustrates me a little bit. I know it's a racing saying and I know I'm going to have to learn to live with it, but it irritates me.
Try being an owner when the trainer turns around and says, mate, next time we'll find something for him next time. And the best one is he needs further. How much further? About 5 acres and 4 miles in a paddock. Yeah. On the forum website, let's have a look at what the punters are saying. Aussie Long has written, perch back on the rails like a sniper on the Kokoda Trail.
I have to say, I've never heard that one.
I've never heard that one.
No.
Percy the punter, coming from the clouds, yeah, jumping out of the ground, sprouted wings at the 50. We've all heard that as the code for the course commentator who doesn't know anything. Went whooshgar. Oh, honey, you're going to win this, says the wife. Normally followed by your horse having hitting the brick wall and losing. And the dumb mate, very much along the same lines as yours, Michael. Get in the queue. Shouted at the 200. More mail than a Bundaberg post office. This is also from the website as well. Couldn't train a choco vine over a toilet door. Couldn't tip an old mole off the toilet. And got a face like a beaten favourite.
It's good to see how...
Yeah, once again, I haven't heard of those two. I've heard the beaten favourite one, but I haven't heard the Vine one.
It's just good we're in our own little universe, punters. We just make our own languages, bring up for sayings that if you brought anyone into our hemisphere, no one would actually understand.
But with every bit of bad news, there's always a bit of nice news, and we like to have a good punting story, and we've thrown it out to the viewers. And Michael, you've got a couple from the weekend as well who've turned a small little investment into something very, very nice.
We had one punter at Centrebet, and good on him, mate. First ever sports bet. He's had an all-up over the weekend. Centrebet's pick your own lines between the NRL and the AFL. He outlaid $40. The all-up odds were 555 to 1. It lobbed. He got $22,000 for his all-up from his first sports bet, $40.
He's taken Carlton giving up 20 start, St Kilda giving up 8.5, so straight away Canberra giving up 1.5. And
he's a genius.
He's a freak. The last two legs were the two sitters, Canterbury at the minus, New Zealand at the minus.
You're just getting a little bit of cream on the top there. I don't know why in multis that always interests me. You take a $10 chance and then put a bit of $1.50 on the bottom.
Your best.
My best punting story?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a trifecta a couple of years ago. Reginald Allen Stakes at Randwick. Took Little Surfer Girl and Sister Madley with the field for third. They both ran 1-2, and a little horse called Miss Shamadale burst out of the pack at 200 to 1.
Trifecta pays?
3,500.
How many times?
Just a couple.
Just a couple. Michael?
I don't have anything like that. I haven't had any good punting win stories, actually. The one little one I've had at the start of the year was my wife has a small share in a horse, had its first start, trained by Russell Cameron, took it up to Kilmore. We thought it could win. Opened up $8, so had a little bet on the best of 3 totes. It won and turned around to see it had paid $14 into state. So that was a nice little win.
Yeah, that's nice. And Nick, you've probably got one from this morning.
It's just good to hear Brent have a big win. No, you know, it's nearly tax time as well, so female accountants all across the country will be just telling Brenny boy they love him right about now. So that's good, Brent. Look, I really enjoy having a win when you're in a group. You know, you might all take a group quaddie at the races or a group multi-bet, and I think, yes, you might have to give up some of your profits and some of the cash, but it's always good when you have a win with someone else so you can reminisce about it because the stories are always going to last longer than the money.
Yeah, I did that as a punters club on Emirates Day last year, and in the last race of the day we had a first 4, and if you remember, boys, the winner was $96. We stood it out. I don't know how I did it, but the first 4 paid for this punters club the best part of $56,000, and we got about 80% of it.
That's not a bad investment for your punters club. I can imagine they were all very happy with whoever made the selection.
Oh, well, I was doing all of that. We were down to $50 out of a $5,000 pool at one stage, so I was being knifed early on. But let's have a look at some of the ones on the website. Got a tip, race 4, number 5, came last, so I thought my money was gone, but I stuffed up the bet. Put on race 5, number 4, when I logged into the account. It was full of coin. It won at 30 to 1, and I even pulled a bird that night. Might and Power 69 says the first 5 legs were a mix of AFL and netball. Just needed Roger Federer to beat Andrew Roddick at Wimbledon. FedEx got home, logged into the Centrebet account, and over 30,000 was sitting into it. So there's a fair old.
Jeez.
There's a fair old get. Derby Day a few years ago, $20 quaddie, 8%. It paid 91,000. So that was Joe Pride and Sacred Choice. Thank you to the Maya
Certainly
Classic.
would have been happy when the heavens opened up there. Typhoon Tracy and a few of the other mares in that certainly didn't get through the going, but Sacred Choice, she races with flippers on.
But for every winning story, there's a losing story. Have a look at Nikki 78. I walked into the tab with $200, put 30 on and won 250. It was for the groceries. While I was waiting for correct weight, I had a great idea, put the remaining 170 on something else. It got beat. Then there was a protest on the race that I won. Of course, it gets upheld, and the ticket is worth.
Vegemite on toast for the next week.
My worst one is that bloody Takeover Target protest that TVN still keeps playing. For those of us who back Takeover Target, take that ad off air.
Yes, it was certainly not a good day. Honour in War beating the Great Horse in the steward's room.
Quinny, a losing story?
Yeah, my losing story probably hurts someone else more than hurts myself. I was at work one day and one of my colleagues rang me and said, we've got a good thing going around. I need you to ring me 5 minutes before the race, put a bet on for me and ring me back and put the phone up against the TV so I can hear it. So I followed instructions, may have got the numbers mixed up a tad, and safe to say I don't need to tell you how the story played out, and to cut a long story short, it was about a $26,000 swing around.
And you had to pay him?
Oh, what do you reckon? Do you reckon he paid him? Do you honestly think that he would be paying him?
If the bet's on, you got to pay. You can't welch on it. Did he put that on the wrong horse, I'm saying?
This is not fiction. It's certainly fact.
So how much have you paid back, just to make clear out of that?
Just to add a little bit of salt in the wound, I added a bit for myself to the bet. So not only did I cost him the winnings and his own bet, I then added that as well. And I thought I can't insult him by then giving him my, $30 on top of whatever the bet was. So it was a dark day, but it's we move on. It's only money, and you can't take it with you.
Oh, unbelievable. Anyway, you can go to the website and have your 2 bobs worth as well. Our website partner is puntersparadise.com.au. You can slip in there and you can see Centrebet's one of our sponsors. Got plenty of forums. You've got tipping competitions for the NRL, the AFL, rugby union, of course, horse racing as well. You can actually buy tips on the website. You see over there? $208,000 worth of tips payouts have already been bought on the website. So, and plenty of odds comparisons, ratings. You can see them there from a couple of weeks ago. And it's got the best form of any website in Australia. You go back and see every start of the horse in every race, as you can see right there. Plenty of form to go on there. puntersparadise.com.au, and plenty of specials to go with as well. Speaking of some big wins, let's help that mate relive his big win. $30,000 courtesy of this horse in the Maya Classic a couple of years ago.
Go on, Sacred Choice. She's revelling in this ground. Sacred Choice for Corey Brown. Typhoon Tracy can't rally. She's battling in the heavy, actually, and it's Sacred Choice who comes away to win it by about 3. Typhoon Tracy second. Hot Danish walking over the line.